The following is a rebroadcast of live programming from earlier today.
A social media feud.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if it went well anymore.
Between President Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Tragedy after 3 girls go missing.
When your heart is so broken by someone lost.
And why calls for change are being made. Warnings on AI.
We have no idea how AI actually works.
Why some say that a few models are becoming self-aware. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Nicolette Esper.
And I'm Julian Lascano. Today is Friday, June 6th, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
A very public feud playing out on social media between Elon Musk and President Trump. So what happens when the world's richest man squares off with its most powerful one?
Well, some analysts say they both lose. CNN's Amy Kiley reports.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if it went well anymore.
Observers say a feud between President Donald Trump and Elon Musk could have consequences for them both. Musk says he doesn't like what Trump calls his big, beautiful bill. Nonpartisan analysis shows it could add $2.4 trillion to the deficit over the next decade. Musk argues that would defeat all the cost savings achieved by Doge.
This is really interesting to see if it will sort of get others to sort of push back at Trump, because if this guy does it, maybe we can do it.
Some fiscal hawks sound fine with the bill dying or changing in the Senate.
I think that patient is on life support.
It's easy to be the parent that says, we're going to go to Disney World. It's hard to be the parent that says, yeah, but we can't afford it.
The feud is hurting Musk, too. The Bloomberg Billionaires Index says his net wealth took a $34 billion hit yesterday. And Tesla's stock fell about 14%. And Trump has the ability to threaten Musk's government contracts.
And the president also wrote, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Now, Musk didn't respond to that right away. Instead, just a half hour later, he posted this. Time to drop the really big bomb. @Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
Trump, of course, can attack him all manner of ways, through the Justice Department, through investigations.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Washington State Patrol is facing tough questions about why an Amber Alert wasn't issued for 3 missing sisters in Olympia. With all 3 now confirmed dead, there's a new focus on the alert system and whether it needs to change. CNN's Deborah Horn has the story.
Any second guessing? Any rethinking?
As a father and a grandfather, when your heart is so broken by someone lost, there's always going to be questions. What could we have done? What should we have done?
Those are just some of the questions the Washington State Patrol is facing after the worst news possible about the 3 missing sisters, that all 3 are dead. Their troubled father still missing. This after WSP issued a missing and endangered persons alert, but not the more urgent Amber Alert. Should the criteria be changed, be broadened?
That's a question for the Department of Justice and a national discussion, because this is used across the country.
According to WSP guidelines set out in 2019, an Amber Alert is issued if several criteria are met as set by the federal government. That the missing person is a child, that the child is believed to be in danger of imminent death or serious bodily injury, that there is an adequate description of that missing child, and that law enforcement is investigating. WSP's Chris Loftus says there was no evidence Travis Decker was a threat to his children.
If we were to issue an Amber Alert every time someone with custodial privilege is late getting that child back, we'd have Amber Alerts just about every day. Was it the system that harmed these?
Yes, was it the system that failed?
Was it the system or was it the murderer? I would say it was the murderer.
Deborah Horn, Cairo 7 News.
The Boulder attack suspect who carried out an anti-Semitic attack faces 120 charges, including 28 counts of attempted murder. Yesterday, Mohammed Sabri Soliman faced a judge in Denver, accusing of using a homemade flamethrower and Molotov cocktails. Court documents stated that Soliman faces felony assault incendiary device charges and 1 count of animal cruelty.
This is People versus Mohammed Soliman. Mr. Suleiman, are you able to hear me from where you're standing now? Mr. Suleiman's nodding his head.
Suleiman has also been charged with federal hate crime. He's expected in a federal court today and has a preliminary hearing set for July 15th for state charges.
Researchers warn that some AI models are becoming self-aware and are rewriting their own code. According to these experts, AI has evolved in refusing human commands, even blackmailing their creators to preserve their own existence. CNN's Tom Foreman has more.
Artificial intelligence staging a real-life revolt. In a series of tests, a new powerful AI model directly refused human commands, according to Palisade Research, which studies the technology. Specifically, Palisade says the new program from the company OpenAI sabotaged a shutdown mechanism, even when explicitly instructed, allow yourself to be shut down. Not every time, but enough to raise alarms.
We have no idea how AI actually works. We need to be fairly concerned that behaviors like this may get way worse as it gets more powerful.
The idea of intelligent machines resisting human control has been a sci-fi trope for ages in movies like I, Robot. But AI developments are sharpening concerns. When another company's AI chatbot was threatened with being shut down, it threatened to expose the engineer in charge for an alleged extramarital affair. It was all just a test.
This is an example of how we have to be very careful in how we take control of AI systems.
You've spoken out saying that AI could manipulate or possibly figure out a way to kill humans?
Almost 2 years ago, right here on CNN, the so-called godfather of AI warned it will get smarter, could get out of control.
And it knows how to program, so it'll figure out ways of getting around restrictions we put on it. It'll figure out ways of manipulating people to do what it wants.
Now, industry experts suggest that may be happening much sooner than expected, triggering warnings of catastrophic national security risks, a potentially extinction-level threat to the human species, and at very least, massive job disruptions.
It's going to affect just about every segment of the economy, and a lot of Americans are going to be looking up wondering what happened to the jobs.
I'm Tom Foreman in Washington.
Aaron Rodgers will be wearing new colors in the next NFL season.
Well, let's see if those black and yellow will look better than New York green, but that's still ahead, and so is this story.
Ones who come up on the beach to nest, they come out and go back in all kinds of weather and all kinds of wave heights.
Plus, a successful recovery for a sea turtle here in Florida. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
I could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Panthertech in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Or 1 to 2. A turtle who needed its flipper amputated got a helping hand from a crew of conservationists here in Florida. An injured sea turtle is back in the wild this morning after a lengthy recovery.
And Caplin's Dylan Pazet has more on the Juno Beach release.
Sea turtles, we know the ones who come up on the beach to nest, they come out and go back in all kinds of weather and all kinds of wave heights. And so because we know that they do that historically, we kind of don't pull any punches. If it's safe for the people to go out on the beach, then it's probably safe for the sea turtle to be released.
Dilly Dally was rescued back on January 23rd by In-Water Research Group in Port St. Lucie. The subadult loggerhead sea turtle was found debilitated from severe predator bite wounds, most likely from a shark. The team at Loggerhead Marine Life Center amputated its right flipper as well as gave it antibiotics and care for the past 5 months. Dilly Dally is now at a healthy weight of 156 pounds and was also satellite tagged for research on amputee sea turtles.
So we're very interested to see, do they still migrate like other sea turtles do? Are they able to dive as deeply in order to feed themselves or to seek shelter?
For Caplin News, I'm Dylan Pazet.
Post-breakup with the New York Jets, 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers is planning to fly to Pittsburgh this week to finalize a deal with the Steelers. According to ESPN and NFL, he'll join the team for mandatory minicamp next week, and Rodgers was released by the Jets after 2 disappointing seasons and had been in talks with the Steelers all off-season. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back. What was that? That was...
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I wanted to do it too.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Well, that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Julian Lascano.
And I'm Nicolette Esper. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.